if you have some quick hot takes on, just the connections that you make. How do you continue to make connections for art? Like an artist that wants to be in your shoes, that wants to do video work for somebody, right? Or wants to meet some people. Like how do you get yourself out there?
I always go back to kind of the beginning, which was, I worked with a kid who happened to be a Muay Thai fighter, and I asked to do a video for free, and I
Mm,
spent a few weeks going to the gym after work with him periodically, and then went to his fight, and then I edited this video for free that took a month, and that was really solid, and then I decided to expand my work to literally anything.
hmm.
Because when you're starting out, like so much of it is building a portfolio. It's always good not to put yourself in a box unless like that
Yeah.
box is general videography. I mean, really, because it's hard to get gigs that you want to do, especially when they're in industries that are very competitive. And you're just starting out. Like, not to mention, my photography portfolio was all sorts of things, but some of it was just like the way I took a photo of the flower outside, and it's like being creative with that because people will see like, oh, that's cool, even if it's not like Miley Cyrus, like it's a flower, but it is something that can show your creative eye or
Hmm.
direction. As
Hmm.
far as networking itself, putting yourself out there, reaching out to um, anyone that that might know someone, and it doesn't have to be knowing someone. It's like I said, my friend was an intern at an agency. It can be like people who are connected to someone in the creative world, or
Yeah.
posting on Craigslist that you're a videographer and you'll work for cheap or free. I mean, people need those. I still look at gigs all the time on Craigslist, and you see the kind of things that people are posting. And
Hmm.
it's like sometimes you don't want to do that. And sometimes it's like maybe I make the most of that.
Yeah.
Um, but just being open, like one of the things that really worked for me with RCA was that I said yes to every gig that they sent me. And RCA has some cool gigs. Some are a little bit like taking photos of the label team with an artist who's like a nobody, and it takes an hour of my time, but like doesn't pay that great. And it's like executives, and they're like, yeah, but like that shows that you're willing, and they will
Sure.
continue to reach out to you.
Yeah.
Saying yes to any and everything is the way I would start.
Yeah, absolutely. Really interesting key point that you made there that I want to highlight is the fact that you make connections with the people that you're surrounded by, and I think that a really important lesson that I personally learned later that I wish I learned earlier is like so often as we're trying to start a career, we're trying to like constantly reach up to these people. And like, you didn't try to, get a gig with Ed Sheeran. You started with an intern that you met at college, at RCA. And then you start to slowly build up your network, like, and I think that something I wish I learned, is that I wish I became friends with other content creators that had at the time 1,000 subscribers, just like me at the time, rather than waiting until I had all these. Like I was so lonely for so long. Like I wish that I had people of the journey because I think that so many, including myself at the time, was like, oh, I want to be friends with the when I had 1,000 subscribers, people that have 500,000. But there's a totally different dynamic. There's so many things that you have to learn before you get to that level. You're on a different playing field. But as you grow, that you meet all these people, and it's I think it's important to network with the people that you're surrounded by. That's definitely a
Yeah,
great.
you
Same
got
thing
to
with the
grow.
you.
I
Sorry,
was
was
gonna
it?
say, you got to grow out before you grow up. You got to build those roots before you grow the tree.
This true, man. It's true.
Nice little metaphor over
Yeah, I
there.
live. Yeah, absolutely.